bad at making decisions. You were never taught how. That self-doubt, that hesitation before every big choice, that's not weakness. That's an untrained mind trying to protect you. Until right now. Making better decisions is not easy. But here's what actually makes it hard. It's not too many options. It's not contradictory advice. It's not overthinking. Those are symptoms. The real problem is this. Every real decision involves trade-offs, and trade-offs have no clear winner. Gaining something always means losing something else. That's what makes it genuinely hard. In the next 20 minutes, I'll walk you through 5 phases to train your brain to make informed, confident decisions. Decisions that align with your goals and your values. What to do when you've already made a wrong one. How to fix the damage. And the part people never talk about. How to train your brain so that better decisions stop feeling like a struggle. Stay with me. This will hit different. Phase 1. Are you actually ready to make this decision? When was the last time you made a major decision while you were exhausted, anxious, or under pressure from someone else? I'm not asking hypothetically. Think of a specific moment. And how did that turn out? Most people confuse decisions made from fear with decisions made from clarity. Here's what nobody tells you. Your nervous system. When it's flooded with fear, pressure, someone else's urgency, cannot think long-term. It can only react. And reaction is not the same as deciding. Before the 3 signs, I want to give you the frame for this entire video. Think of this framework as a compass, not a GPS. A GPS tells you every step to take. A compass shows you which direction aligns with where you actually want to go. You still walk yourself, but you stop walking in circles. That's what we're building today, your own internal compass. Here are the 3 signs your nervous system is hijacking your judgment right now. Before you decide anything major, run this 60-second check-in. Check-in 1. The emotional weather check. Ask yourself, am I calm enough to think past tomorrow? Not perfectly calm, just stable enough to think beyond the next 48 hours. If the answer is no, you're not ready to decide. Not yet. Check-in 2. The deadline test. Is this deadline mine, or is it someone else's pressure? Manufactured urgency is the enemy of better decisions. You can almost always buy yourself more time than you think, and if you believe you can't, ask yourself honestly, have you actually tried? That deadline might be a door, not a wall. Check-in 3. The fatigue filter. After 2 p.m., your brain is still deciding, but it's no longer deciding well. Decision fatigue is real and documented. If you can wait 24 hours without the option disappearing, wait. If you feel you can't, ask yourself this. Is the option actually disappearing, or are you just afraid of it disappearing? Those are very different things. One is a constraint. The other is your nervous system pretending to be one. Hold on to this. Your nervous system under pressure cannot think long-term, which means the best time to set your decision rules is right now, when you're calm. Not when the storm hits. We'll build that system together in phase 5. Think about a decision you made in the past that you now regret. Were you calm when you made it? Or were you trying to end the discomfort of not deciding? Be honest, because that answer tells you everything about why it went wrong, and it has nothing to do with your intelligence. Here's the takeaway phase. 1. Decisions made under pressure are reactions, not choices. They feel like deciding. They're not. Run the 3-question check-in before anything major: emotional weather, deadline ownership, fatigue filter. If you can't wait 24 hours, find out why. That urgency is almost always the real problem. Phase 2. How to know if your choice is right or wrong before it's too late. Have you ever made a decision that looked completely logical on paper? Right job, right relationship, right move, and still felt wrong in your gut? And then you talked yourself out of that feeling? What happened next? Your gut is not mystical. It's biological. It's your brain pattern matching against years of lived experience and sending you a signal before your conscious mind catches up. The problem is, most people have been trained to override it. By logic, by other people's opinions, by fear of looking irrational. That override is where most regret is born. Think of your decision, making like a camera lens. Are you too zoomed in? So close to the problem you can't see the frame around it? Or too far out? So abstract that the real details have disappeared. The 2 tools I'm about to give you are how you adjust the focal length. One zooms out to 12 months from now. The other zooms back into what's true in your life right now. Tool 1. The future memory test. Zoom out to 12 months. Close your eyes. Project yourself 12 months forward. You made this choice. You're living inside it. The daily reality of it, not the idea of it. What does your body feel? Relief, or that quiet, creeping dread? Don't answer from your head. Answer from your chest. The head will rationalize. The chest will tell you the truth. Tool 2. The values alignment. Check. Zoom in to what's true now. Write down your top 3 values. Not what sounds good, but what you actually live by. Then ask, does this decision serve those values, or does it betray them? Because a choice that looks right on paper but violates your values will feel wrong every single day you live it. And no level of success will cover that feeling. Now, here's what most people miss. Logic says yes. Your body says no. That conflict is not confusion. It is data. It doesn't automatically mean don't do it. It means look closer. Something important is living in the gap between your head and your gut. Your job is to find out what it is. How many times have you made a decision, felt relief, and then watched that relief quietly turn into regret 6 months later? What decision do you already know the answer to? Deep down. But you keep hoping something will change so you don't have to face it. What are you afraid will happen if you finally listen to yourself? Here's the takeaway. Phase 2. Future memory test. 12 months forward. Body, relief, or dread? Answer from your chest, not your head. Values alignment check. Write your top 3 real values. Does this choice serve them or betray them? Logic says yes, body says no. That's not confusion. That's a signal pointing at something you haven't named yet. Phase 3. You made a wrong choice. Now what? Are you currently staying in something? A job, a relationship, a path? Not because it's right, but because you've already invested so much that leaving feels like admitting failure? Sit with that for a second, because that feeling has a name. When a GPS makes a wrong turn, it doesn't shame you. It doesn't replay the mistake on a loop. It simply says, rerouting. And within 3 seconds, it's already working on the new path. Your brain, after a wrong choice, behaves like a GPS stuck replaying the wrong turn, over and over, instead of rerouting. The skill isn't avoiding wrong turns. It's learning to say rerouting faster. Concept 1. The sunk cost trap. It's called the sunk cost trap, and it's one of the most powerful forces keeping people stuck in the wrong choices. Your brain, specifically, the part designed for survival, hates losing what it's already invested. Time, money, identity, relationships. So it fights to stay, even when staying is clearly making things worse. Here's how you break free. Stop asking, how much have I already put in, and start asking, if I were starting today with zero history, would I choose this? That's the clean question, and your honest answer is the only compass you need. Concept 2. Reframe. Mistake to data. Stop calling it a mistake. Call it data. Not because that's a feel-good trick, but because neurologically, self-compassion lowers cortisol, and lower cortisol means clearer thinking. Being harsh on yourself doesn't make you more disciplined. It literally makes you worse at deciding what to do next. Some decisions don't have one objectively right answer. They have answers that fit who you are and what you need right now. That's not failure. That's complexity. And complexity is navigable. And here's the hardest thing I'll say today. Not every wrong choice can be fixed. Some doors close permanently. And sometimes the most honest, courageous answer is, I can't undo this. I can only decide who I become because of it. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's refusing to let the past consume the present. The question then is not how to reopen the door. It's which new one you'll walk through. How long have you been carrying the weight of a decision you wish you could undo? Staying in it, staying quiet about it, because you're too afraid to admit it was the wrong call? What would you tell your closest friend if they were in your exact situation right now, with the same kindness and clarity? Why won't you say those words to yourself? Here's the takeaway. Phase 3. Sunk cost test. Would I choose this today, starting from zero? Answer that honestly. Replace mistake with data. It's not soft. It's neurologically strategic. Not every wrong choice must be fixed. Some must be accepted and integrated. That takes more courage than fixing. Phase 4. How to actually fix a wrong choice. Practically, step by step. What's the one action, just one, that if you took it this week, would begin to change the direction of a wrong choice? Not fix everything. Not the full solution. Just move the needle 1 degree. Do you know what that action is? Let's find it. Most people think fixing a wrong choice means a massive pivot. Quit the job, end the relationship, blow it all up and start over. And sometimes, that is the answer. But most of the time, what you need first is a damage assessment, not a demolition. A geologist doesn't look at damaged terrain with shame. They read the layers. This layer tells me what was valued at the time. This layer shows where the pressure got too high. This layer shows when listening stopped. Reading your own layers isn't rumination, it's reconnaissance. And reconnaissance is how you plan the next move. Step 1. Separate what's actually broken from what just feels broken. Fear and guilt distort the picture. Write it down. 2 actual lists. What is factually damaged and what is feeling overwhelming right now? These are almost never the same list. The first list is what you're actually working with. The second is what your nervous system is exaggerating. Step 2. Identify one micro-correction. Not the full solution. One step. Can you have one honest conversation you've been avoiding? Can you stop one financial bleed? Can you update one person on your real plan? 1 degree of change, sustained, creates a completely different destination over time. Step 3. Say it out loud to one trusted person. Not for permission, for accountability. Research shows that verbalizing a plan to a trusted person increases follow-through by over 60%. Pick one person. Tell them your one step this week. And here's the connection. Stress. Testing your reasoning inside your own mind is powerful, but saying your plan to a real person is stress. Testing it in reality. Your internal critic knows your blind spots. A trusted person knows the ones you don't. Fixing a wrong choice is not about erasing the past. It is about choosing differently. Starting now. The past is closed. Now is not. Who in your life right now, if you were brave enough to be fully honest with them, could help you take that first step? And what is actually stopping you from reaching out today? Fear, pride, or the quiet comfort of staying stuck? Here's the takeaway. Phase 4. Damage assessment first. Factually broken versus emotionally overwhelming. 2 different lists, always. 1 micro correction this week, not the full solution. Own one step completely. Tell one trusted person your step. Verbalization increases. Follow through by 60%. Phase 5. Train your brain to make better decisions. The long game. If your future self, 5 years from now, the version of you who got this right, could send you one instruction for this week, what do you think it would say? Hold that thought, because that instinct is more reliable than you're giving it credit for. Your brain is not fixed. Neuroplasticity. The brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated patterns means that every decision you make and how you process it afterward is literally reshaping how you'll decide next time. The brain you use to decide today is not the brain you're stuck with forever. Here's something I want you to hold before the tools. Every time you make a decision, deliberately, not reactively, not to escape discomfort, but deliberately, you cast a vote for the identity of someone who trusts themselves. That's how the brain actually rewires. Not through willpower alone, through evidence. Every deliberate choice is a vote. Votes accumulate, and one day, making better decisions stops being effort and starts being who you are. Here are 8 tools. The first 4 are for use when you face any major decision. The last 4 are your daily practice, the system that makes better decisions your default, not your struggle. Tool 1. Ask the right question. Choosing between 2 options feels hard because most people are asking the wrong question. Which option is better generates an endless pros and cons list with no clear winner. That's not a question. That's a trap. The right question is, which trade-off fits me? That's not advice. It's analysis. It doesn't tell you what to do. It clarifies what the decision actually involves. For example, taking the new job raises your salary 35%, but you lose your established team, your known process, and your comfort zone. You will face real discomfort and uncertainty. The question isn't, is the new job better? The question is, which uncertainty are you more willing to navigate? That's the real decision, and your brain can actually answer that. Follow. Up question, what am I not considering? This reveals blind spots you weren't aware of. You're not looking for the right answer here. You're widening your view enough to catch what you've been missing. Third option question: is there a version of this decision I'm not seeing? Many decisions feel binary until you ask whether the options themselves can change. You think you're choosing between staying at your current job and taking the new one. But have you asked your current company for a raise? Have you explored whether negotiation changes the equation entirely? Many decisions feel like two doors until you ask if there's a third one you haven't noticed. Stress test your reasoning. Ask yourself, what's the strongest argument against what I'm leaning toward? Not to attack your thinking, to find where it might be weak before the situation does it for you. If you're leaning toward staying and negotiating a raise, the strongest counter is, your company might say no. It's uncertain. The new offer is concrete and certain right now. You might be choosing uncertainty over certainty, or might be choosing the comfort of familiarity over genuine growth. Does your reasoning hold up under that challenge? If yes, you're ready to decide. If not, keep thinking. This is not about finding objective truth or avoiding mistakes entirely. Instead, the point is to see whether your reasoning holds up when it's challenged. Every decision has constraints, deadlines, resources, expectations. But sometimes we treat constraints as absolute when they're actually flexible. Challenge your constraints. You need to decide in 1 week because the offer expires. Is that actually fixed? Or did you assume it was? Have you asked if the deadline is extendable? You might assumed deadline final and hadn't even thought to ask. When you stuck between two options, ask what you're actually optimizing for. I'm choosing between staying at my current job and taking the new job. What am I actually optimizing for in each? Staying gives you safety and lower risk. Taking the new job gives financial growth, new skills, and higher risk. Neither is wrong. The question is, at this specific moment in your life, what do you need most? Only you can answer that honestly. Tool 2. The 10-10-10 rule. Time, distance, thinking. Before you commit to any major decision, ask 3 questions. How will I feel about this in 10 minutes, in 10 months, in 10 years? This forces your brain out of the immediate emotional spike and into long-range, consequence thinking. The future memory test from Phase 2 looked at 12 months. The 10-10-10 rule adds the short-term reaction and the lifetime view. Decisions that feel absolutely urgent in 10 minutes often look completely obvious in 10 years. The gap between those two perspectives is where most regret lives. Tool 3. The Regret Minimization Framework. Jeff Bezos used this exact tool to leave his Wall Street job and start Amazon. The question is, when I am 80 years old, looking back, will I regret not doing this more than I will regret doing it? Your present self optimizes for safety and comfort. Your 80-year-old self regrets the things left untried, the risks never taken, the life half-lived. When those two voices disagree, the 80-year-old is almost always the wiser one. Ask them before you decide. Tool 4. Separate the decision from the outcome. This tool changes how you relate to every decision you've ever made and every one you'll make from here. Listen carefully. A right decision is one made with the best information available at the time, not one that simply worked out. A good decision can produce a bad outcome. A careless decision can get lucky. The moment you start judging the quality of your decision making purely by results, you begin second, guessing everything, and repeating the same patterns without understanding why. From now on, evaluate how you decided, not just what happened. That's how you actually get better. Now, here are some daily practice tools. Build these as habits. Tool 5. Pre-decide your rules. A pilot doesn't think, what do I do if the engine fails, during takeoff. That decision was made on the ground, in calm, during training. When chaos hits, the rule is already there. The mental load drops to near zero. Your pre-decided rules are your cockpit protocols. Set your decision rules when you're calm, before the emotional moment arrives. For examples, if I can't explain this decision simply, I don't decide yet. If I feel pressured to decide immediately, I ask for 24 hours. If the decision violates any of my top 3 values, I don't do it, regardless of how good it looks. This directly connects back to phase 1. Your nervous system under pressure cannot think long-term. Pre-deciding is how you protect your future self from that nervous system. You're making the decision now, before the flood. That's not weakness. That's intelligence. Tool 6. The Daily 5-Minute Decision Journal. Every evening, not to make decisions, but to observe them. There's a crucial difference. Do your deciding in the morning, when your mind is clear. Do your reflecting at night, when it's still. 3 lines only. 1 decision you made today. How it felt afterward. 1 thing you'd do differently. That's it. No long entries. Do this for 30 days. Your pattern recognition improves measurably. You'll start seeing exactly what your best decisions have in common and what your worst ones do too. And remember the self-compassion from phase 3. Bring it here. You're not reviewing your failures. You're studying your patterns. Same information, completely different relationship to it. Tool 7. Daily small choice practice. Decision-making is a muscle. A muscle doesn't get stronger when it rests. It gets stronger when you use it deliberately and then recover. Every deliberate small decision you make and reflect on is a micro-tear and a rebuild. The pain of sitting with a hard decision. That's not suffering. That's the muscle growing. Every day this week, make 1 small decision you would normally defer or outsource. And own it fully. No hedging. No whatever you think. Decide. Notice how it feels. Own the outcome. This is the gym for your decision-making. The strength you build here transfers directly to the decisions that matter most. Tool 8. Build a 2-person decision board. A chess player doesn't ask, is this a good move? They ask, what does this move force the board to become 3 moves from now? Your decision board are the 2 people who see your whole board, not just your next move. 2 people in your life whose judgment you trust completely, who know you well and who will tell you the truth, not what you want to hear. Every major decision, run it by them before you commit. Critical caveat, your decision board is a reality check, not a permission slip. If you find yourself unable to decide without them, that's not growth. That's outsourcing your judgment. Use them to challenge your thinking. The final decision must come from you. Every time you make the call yourself, with their input but your own authority, you rebuild trust in your own mind. That trust compounds. Better decisions don't come from willpower alone. They come from the systems you build around yourself when you're thinking clearly. This is the final piece of that system. What kind of decision maker do you want to be known as? by the people closest to you and by yourself? And is the way you're currently making choices building toward that person or away from them? Only one of those is a direction you can change starting today. Here's the takeaway phase 5. Let's look at all 8 tools at a glance. Tool 1. Right question. Which trade-off fits me? Check your blind spots. Third option, an optimization. Do your stress test and constraint challenge. Tool 2. The 10-10-10 rule. 10 minutes, 10 months, 10 years. The gap is where regret lives. Tool 3. Regret minimization. Ask your 80-year-old self. They're the wiser voice. Tool 4. Decision versus outcome. Right decision is best info at the time, not just what worked out. Tool 5. Pre-decide. Set your rules when calm. Protect your future self from your flooded nervous system. Tool 6. Decision journal. 3 lines every evening. 1 decision, 1 feeling, 1 lesson. 30 days. Tool 7. Daily small choices. 1 deliberate small decision per day. This is your decision gym. Tool 8. Decision board. 2 truth tellers, not yes people. Reality check. Never a permission slip. That's the 5-phase framework and 8 tools. Decision-making is a skill, not a personality trait some people are born with and others aren't. Not luck. A skill. Every phase you practice, every tool you apply, every time you choose deliberately instead of reactively, you are literally rewiring the brain that will decide for you next time, and that brain gets better every single time. Your 1 action before this video ends. Right now, before you click away, I want you to do one thing. In the comments below, finish this sentence. Just 1 line. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just be honest. The decision I've been avoiding is... And after watching this, I'm going to... That's it. No one is judging you here. And here's why this matters. The moment you name something, write it down, say it out loud, put it somewhere real, something shifts. It starts to lose its power over you. You might also write the exact words that someone else in this community needed to read today. That's not a small thing. That's everything. I read these. This community is built for people who are done letting their old patterns run their lives. Write it. Drop it below. If even one part of this video gave you something real, something you'll actually use this week, then you already know what this channel is about. Every week, we go deeper into the conversations most people are too busy or too afraid to have. The kind that actually change things. You know where to find us.